Good evening, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Or last time we were in this tavern, we chased a spy here. Now it's time for us to talk to some people, figure out, and by spy I mean cultist, actually. We're supposed to find out who that person is. So there's a couple people in the room. I'm going to read this plaque first. We got the lore religion check. This is Arastal's holy symbol above the fireplace. The god of the hunt and family ties protects this place. The fire crackles bring something. Comfort to weary travelers. Oliga, let's talk to her first. A young woman stands before you wearing a plain dress and a hooded cloak. Her belly is swollen. She is pregnant and her time is near. The woman manages a bow. I've heard other people calling you Baron. Your Grace, it's an honor to be in your presence. I am Oliga. What are you doing here? I am taking what rest I can after a long day on the road, Your Grace. I'm a widow. Oliga stopped short. I barely had 2 seasons to mourn my husband, and he left me with a child. And in difficult times like these, I've got a sister in Gralton, God's bless her, and she's agreed to give me shelter in her house, so I went there. There was nowhere else to go. Are you planning to stay in Gralton? I don't know yet, she answers, but if things turn out well, why not? There's a long journey for you. Ulrika shrugs. I have little coin, Your Grace, so I had to beg traders on the road to ride in their carts. I spend nights anywhere I have to. This place is at least warm and dry. Where are you from? From Galt, Your Grace. I'm from a tiny village near the tract. Guess no one here ever heard about the place. You recall the location of Galt and Gralton. As far as you know, the stolen lands lay aside from the places Ulrika has named. Let's talk about something else. I need a key to your room. Ulrika hesitates, then takes a key out of her cloak and hands it to you without a word. I'm looking for a cultist of a dark goddess. Can you help me? Cultist? That's horrible, but how can I help you? Have you seen anything suspicious tonight? No? I don't think so. Do you know anyone in this hall? First time I've seen these people was when I stepped over the threshold of this lodge. Do you know who came to the lodge last? Oops, I misclicked on that and we went flying up. Ulrika frowns. I heard a noise from the kitchen. It was like something fell on the floor, and then this grumpy old lady, Dumra, came out. Let's talk about something else. I should go. Alright, we have a key to her room. Key number 1. I'm guessing the militiamen probably don't have keys. Una Tedrum is next. A bearded middle-aged man stands before you. He wears a massive gold chain on his neck. The woman beside him gives a polite smile and nod as you approach. Greetings, Baron. The man's voice is so low as to rumble. Let me introduce myself. Cabron Tedrum from Restov. He nods to the woman beside him. And this is my wife, Una Tedrum. We've come to your lands to hunt, yet I admit we did not expect to meet you in person. To what do we owe this honor? Tell me about yourself, please. I'm a legalist, Baron. Cabron hooks his thumbs into his embroidered belt. My job is to ensure Restov's laws are upheld. My wife is a keeper of the hearth, and my loyal companion in prolonged journeys. Una nods without a word, her gaze fixed on you. A legalist, sir, your judge. Cabron smiles slightly. Not exactly. I work as a legal defendant in cases when a suspect's innocent must be proven, and I admit I have moderate success in this field. Cabron seems about to elaborate, then stops. No need to bother you with the tedious tales from court. Una Tedrum raises her head. We decided a trip was in order. My husband worked long hours during the last several months, so we felt a journey would be good for us. Well, with a job like yours, with a difficult job like yours, it's impossible to get by without some divine support. Whom do you address your prayers to? Why, to Abadar, of course, divine patron of law and lawyers. Cabron looks at you intently. Surely you're aware of Abadar, are you not? You must be. No matter. Ah, yes, of course, Cabron Tedrum. I've heard about you and your famous legal cases. Cabron Tedrum freezes, as if someone put a knife to his throat. Is that so? He tries to smile, but his eyes are fearful. I do not doubt, Baron, that anything you heard concerned me. My family name is a common one, and I have so many relatives. I know not a quarter of them. He clears his throat. I have other questions. You've recognized me at once. Do I know you? I doubt it. But news about developments within the stolen lands and your role in them have traveled far. Eltimar is a well-known name beyond our borders. Cabron gives a polite half-bow. Far from Brevoy, are you not? You see, he clears his throat. I've heard that the wildlife here are excellent sport, so I decided to see for myself. Sort truth from rumor, you understand. Fortunately, my fair wife was in favor of the trip, so here we are. Do you prefer snares or a bow? A bow? What kind of prey do you hunt? He freezes. He swallows. Cougars! He swallows again, as if fighting to take a breath. Magnificent predators, worthy prey for a worthy hunter. He gives an awkward smile. Well, I hope you enjoy your hunting. Let's change topics. An odd place to rest for the night? Why, Baron, Una gives a false smile. We adore this charming dwelling. She glances around the dim hall. Her smile remains, but you notice she raises an eyebrow at her surroundings, as if in judgment. A crime has taken place nearby. The one responsible may be hiding in this house. Have you seen anything suspicious? The Tedrums exchange glances. I'm afraid, Your Grace. We won't be able to help you. Have you seen anyone suspicious? One sec, guys. Still getting over the sore throat thing. It's really annoying. Kyrieru looks around the hall. We are not accustomed to such company, Baron. Besides, from the rest of Legalist point of view, every person in this room is suspicious. Alrighty, sorry about the quick cut there. Do you know the hostess of this lodge? No, I don't. Kyrieru rubs his brow, and I must say, she doesn't look forward to meeting new people either. Do you recall who came to the lodge in the last hour or so? Kyrieru casts a look behind you. On second thought, this is a young woman. I didn't notice exactly when she entered the room. He turns to his wife. My dear, perhaps you recall what was the name our hostess used addressing her? Olika, sweetheart. I cannot recall if I saw her at the start of the evening. Una shrugs faintly. Other questions. I need to get to your room. Despite Una's cool expression, you notice a bead of sweat running down her temple. As she spots your glance, her lips tighten. Kyrieru takes a key from his purse and hands it to you. As you wish, Baron. Come back to you later. So Una and Kyrieru are the same person. You can't talk to them individually. And that's all the people. So there's just those ones, I think. Let's just make sure. Let's talk to Dumra. Or Dumra. Dumra looks at you without a word. I'm looking for someone. Can you help me? She gives us a sullen glance. It seems she's not too happy to talk with you, but she doesn't dare refuse it openly. Do you know who your guests are? Why should I? Dumra tilts her head, eyes appraising you. I'm not their ward. They come, they pay for a bed, they keep quiet. Why would I care who they are? A crime has happened, Dumra. Or Dumra. I need your help to find the culprit. So what did this culprit do wrong? Dumra's voice becomes thick, the corners of her mouth curve down. She shot a deer in someone's land, and now a criminal has to run away, as if she was an animal herself? Whatever it is, leave me out of it. A cultist of Lamashtu is hiding in your lodge, and I have to find them. Dumra stares at you for a moment, then utters a hoarse chuckle. One of Lamashtu's own. That's quite a story you spun, Your Grace. Next you'll tell me I'm holding Rovagug down in the cellar, and what's your proof that I had cultists? Well, there's footprints leading to your lodge. So what? Folks come to this lodge every day, both from the flatlands and the swamps. Your lodge is the only house in the neighborhood. And? Is it a bad thing to provide shelter for those who's lost? She lifts her chin. Several hours walk from your lodge is a shrine of Lamashtu. Baron, enough, the dwarf clasped her hands. Here in the Stolen Lands you can't swing a dead cat without hitting some goblin nest or cursed ruins, or a shrine of something foul. I don't like your tone, Dumra. Really? The dwarf frowns, her eyes narrowing. And how would you react if a mob barged into your home and started troubling you and your guests? If you're expecting me to bow and scrape before you, then you are mistaken. I'm not going to argue with you. Do you remember when they came to your lodge at least? Dumra closes her eyes, trying to recall. I went to check on my traps. Some people arrived when I was away, so I can't tell you that for sure, Your Grace. Do you let everyone in your house? What are you hinting at, huh? Your guess, Dumra. Do you allow anyone who has to spend the night here? She blinks several times, pondering her words. Of course, everyone. What else am I expected to do? Pick who gets a warm spot near the fireplace and who gets left out in the rain? I've let in you and your thugs, though you put a terror in my guests. Alright, I want to examine your room, Dumra. Her hands tighten to fists, but she keeps them on her hips. She says nothing, merely stares at you defiantly. Listen, the sooner I cross you off my suspect list, the sooner I'll leave you alone. Do me a favor and give me your room key, and this will all be over before you know it. Dumra is silent for a moment, and then nods and pulls out an old, age-darkened key from her belt. Your way, then. Her eyes narrow, but have a care. No digging through my undergarments, or I'll have your hands on hooks, you hear? How many people are in the lodge right now, except for you? Watch yourself. There are 3 of them, all sitting over there. She nods towards her guest. That one in the kitchen? Guessing she's the servant to those 2 noble folk. They look to be carrying all the coin. I have to go. Let's go check out the kitchen. So, well, there's clearly a way out over here. It's a sauna. What's perception in this thing? This back door was used recently. I'm gonna go ahead and just take all of the food. Because that's what you do when you're the Lord. You just come in and you take everything. And also, damn, there's a sling staff in there. +2. And the hostess's room key. Or maybe that's what we had before. No, it wasn't. The kitchen servant is busy grinding herbs within a mortar. She's wearing a dress soiled with dark stains, and her hair is knotted in a bun with a few stray hairs poking free. The woman doesn't appear to notice you as she makes her way to the stove. You notice she's limping badly on her right leg. Before you can speak, she turns, sees you, and freezes. Who are you? Named Susanna, a cook for the Tedrums, nobles from Restov. She wipes her hands with her apron. What will it be? Why are they here, you think? None of my business. Might be they have things to do. I wouldn't know it. I mend, I cook, and I serve where needed. What can you tell me about your masters? Sana frowns. No quicker road to trouble. Talking about masters, that is. She glances at your clothes and sighs. How would you like it if your servants were all gossiping about you? They pay regular, not stingy with their coin, they don't yell much, so I count myself fortunate. I do. Alright, that's enough about the Tedrums. We're looking for a criminal who may have fled this way. Have you seen anyone suspicious? What can be seen here, you say? Sana sorts. Ask Doomer, she runs the house, she does. Has anyone come into the kitchen recently? Only Doomer came, she frowns, no doubt checking to see that I'm not palming the silver, as if there's anything worth stealing here, so there's not. The hostess of the lodge doesn't mind you cooking at her kitchen. As if she came here often herself, she throws up her hands. Filth piled in the corners. The floor is sandal deep in dirt. I had to work my fingers to the bones to clean the kitchen before I could sit a proper meal in this. She curls her lips. This cow shed. That's all I need. I need a key to your room. Room? She raises an eyebrow. I don't have a room except here in the kitchen. Bed's a bench. Still warm enough, though. What are you cooking? She throws a glance at the stove. That there's for tomorrow. She hesitates. Tomorrow's midday meal it is. What's in the stew pot? You take the lid off the pan. Some brew boils inside. It looks strange and smells odd. You lean over and smell the stew, and immediately flinch. The acrid stench of vinegar feels like a punch to the face. Besides, you can smell some strange spice, which would be appropriate in a dessert, but not in a first course for dinner. Alright, I won't trouble you any longer, for now. Let's go check out some rooms. Yoink. All the milk. It's important that we just rob it. Ooh, what's perception this thing?
The deed is done.
Something is burning inside the stove. It was thrown in the fire not long ago. Ah, interesting. Indeed. Let's go look at some rooms. Okay. Come on, group. Let's stop doing this weird pathing thing where you can't go upstairs. There we go. Alright. So, room number 1. Tedrum's chest.
This task is beyond.
This chest is full of Tedrum's clothes and other personal belongings. The sheets are crumpled and the blankets thrown aside. It seems someone was sleeping in this bed not long ago. The bags contain Tedrum's clothes and personal belongings. Doesn't look like Tedrum is much of a suspect, to be honest. Room number 2.
I did it. I did.
The hostess's room key.
Quite a discovery.
2,000 gold. Yoink. This is just a normal dagger. Who cares about that? The sheets on this bed look dirty. The old bed cover is sewed? I can't... Oh yeah, sewed together from a number of patches. Receipts, shopping lists, and other papers pile over Doomer's table. We literally just robbed her of all of her money. A pile of dirty clothes covers some stairs. There are quite a few hunting bows and quivers with arrows. She's a bit of a hunter.
Did it without breaking it.
Olika's bed. The chest contains modest clothing, some packed leftover food, a purse with herbs, and other personal belongings. The table holds a pile of letters crossed with a ribbon. These are the letters from Olika's deceased husband. It seems they corresponded often.
The deed is
The
done.
mattress covers blood-stained cloth and bandages. Oh no. Excuse me. Next room. Looks kind of empty, to be honest. May have to pause for just 1 sec to cough again. Oh, I'm dying, slowly but surely. Alright, next room. Or last room.
I did it.
Oh man, there's
Did.
a masterwork falcata and some padded armor +2. And some acid stuff and whatever, but still, got some extra gear. Let's go back downstairs. Let's read our journal. What do we have so far? What's this even called? I don't even know. It's probably under Season of Bloom Witch Hunt. Okay, yep. Alright. Let's go downstairs and confront some people about some things. Like the fact that they have no hunting supplies at all. The woman in the kitchen, your cook? Yes, we can't imagine our lives without Tisana. Capron nods quickly. My constitution demands a unique diet, she studies you closely. A private matter if you don't mind. Una coughs delicately. Alright. Let's go with this. Anything else to say? No. Okay, so next person, Olika. You see this couple at the table? They're nobles from Restov. They claim you were the last one that came to the hall. She gives you a perplexed look, but that's not true, it's not. Her voice trembles. Dumra, the hostess, she was the last one. I remember her coming through the kitchen. Alright. Olga, why are there bloodstained undergarments in your room? Where's that from? Olga takes a step back, her eyes wide with fear. I'll explain. The woman lowers her head and rests her hands against her belly. I'm expecting a baby, but because of the journey, or of all the worries, something must have gone wrong. It hurts. Olga closes her eyes tightly, and I bleed. Olga starts sobbing. I tried to find out what was wrong, to heal myself, to appease the gods. The priest of Pharasma told me he couldn't help. The goddess rejected my child, said to be born dead. But I can't just accept it. I can't give up. This child, my husband's child, it's all I have left of him. Olga hides her face behind her hands and starts to weep. You realize you get nothing more from her at this moment.
Our path
Let's go
leads
talk to the... Sana. What are you cooking, Sana? It must be difficult to please nobles like the Tetrums. I imagine they ask for something new for each day's meal. Yes, she hesitates, then nods. That's it, I suppose. Alright. Nothing else new to explore there. Let's talk to Dumra. People say you came to the hall last. Right, she speaks slowly as if keeping her temper. I went out to the kitchen when this clumsy gal had knocked over some of my pots. What of it? What is this place? What's the main hunter's prey in these parts? On the flatlands, they go for fox, deer, birds, and swamp. There's always a chance of running into something more dangerous, of course. It's rather secluded for a traveler's inn. This is not an inn. She looks around the room. It's my home. I hunt for a living and let other fellow hunters spend a night here if they find themselves too far from a tract. How long have you been here? Many years now. I know the whole neighborhood, flatlands and the swamps. That's enough about her lodge. I keep clicking in the wrong place. There we go. Let's go talk to Kevin then. There are no things. We can't discuss those with him, apparently.
without a doubt.
Anything else for Olika? No. Maybe we missed something upstairs. Let's go check one more time. I think we're missing something. I just feel like there's something missing here. Did we look at everything we picked up? Other than the staff, of course. Was there any quest item we picked up? Sort by date from newest to oldest. Nope. Okay.
Forwards.
We already looked at all that. Back downstairs we go, I guess. Alright, let's try to go through all the conversation paths really quickly. Okay, it's not her. Well, we know it's not her. She's obviously just the hunter.
Well,
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's talk to Keston. Maybe he knows something that we should look for. There is someone who seems especially suspicious to me. Tisana, Tidrum's maid. You think so? He thinks for a moment, then nods. As you wish, my lord. I'll bring her. I think Tisana, you know why I brought you here? The kitchen servant casts a wary look at Keston, then you. I would? How? Do you jest, my lord? She gives a half smile, uncertain. How could I know what you were thinking? Enough, we know who you are. Lamashtu won't help you. Keston shakes his head. Tisana is silent for a moment, then straightens like a serpent, her eyes cold with contempt. Is that so? Her accent has vanished, her demeanor. The demeanor of a peasant shed like a cloak. Then you know little of our faith indeed. The Great Mother was with me. Prepare yourself for her.
I need inspiration.
Alright, Knock Knock is going to delay until after Keston, because Keston's going to move in and give us an awesome flank, which gives us sneak attack, and then we can deal 37 damage to her in a single hit. Enough, I yield. Stop, stop, I surrender, I surrender. The priestess of Lamashu holds her hands over her bleeding wounds, moaning in pain. She raises the hem of her skirt and starts to wipe blood away from her legs. Her right leg is covered with sores, oozing pus and yellow ichor. You and your minions unleashed a blight across my lands. Because of you, monsters overrun the barony and honest people fear to leave their homes. The priestess of Lamashu shakes her head and tries to close her wounds, moaning, That's nonsense. I've heard stories of what's happening in your barony, Eltimar, but I have no idea, or I have nothing to do with this. The Great Mother rules the monsters of this world, but if you had truly earned her wrath, your lands would be drowning in blood. No, Baron, you must look elsewhere to place the blame. Lamashu and her fellow followers have nothing to do with your troubles. Tell me who you are, quick now. I am the priestess of the cult of Lamashu, the Great Mother, the ancestress of monsters. The priestess struggles to raise her chin, and her voice a hiss. I'm not from these lands. I came because of the pleas of your people who seek the mercy of my goddess. I came to these lands in secret, and I hid my identity from everyone except those initiated in the mysteries of the Great Mother. Even the hostess of this lodge had no idea who I was, and those looking for divine benefaction found me on their own. And there are more than followers of Erastil would believe. Tell me about the cult of Lamashu. We are numerous and we are strong. The tribe of Lamashu followers grows every day, breeds and spreads over the lands of Galarian in search for places to create new packs. What kind of rituals were you performing at the shrine? We pray to Lamashu, we ask for new offsprings in a pack, we mated like wild animals, free of stupid prejudices. The priestess's lips curve in a grin. I'll spare you the details, Eltimar. Those like you are unable to accept the greatness of our ancient faith. I'm not impressed by your attempts to wound my pride. The priestess says nothing, but her eyes are filled with contempt. Where are the rest of the Lamashu cultists hiding? Her face turns to stone. You cannot make me betray the children of the Great Mother. Torture me if you like. Lamashu will grant me the strength to endure any pain you inflict upon me. Have you allied with the goblins and other creatures in the area? No, we have the same mistress, but our paths to faith are different. Well, enough about that. All these people in the lodge, are they here because of you? The priestess shakes her head. They are searching for the blessing of Lamashu. Other gods have denied them, and they came to ask the mother of monsters for her benefaction. The couple from Restov, did they come to meet you? Yes. Several years ago, the lawyer defended a necromancer in a court in his native city, and he won the trial. Since then, all Tedrim attempts to conceive a child were doomed to fail. Pharasma didn't want to prolong the bloodline of a man who protected those who raised the dead. Una has more brains than her spineless mate, so she sought the support of Lamashu. The child, of course, will bear the mark of the goddess, but Tedrim doesn't have much choice. Pharaz's memory is long. What about the story of the merchant's widow? Olika, Olika, Olika. She's a poor girl clinging to the unborn life in her wound. The seed of her husband was too weak. Olika's child is doomed to perish before coming into the world. How about Dumra, sorry. The priestess of Lamashu looks at Dumra and discusses this thoughtless thing? No, she did not see. She was not smart enough to see what was transpiring under her nose. I won't offend the name of Lamashu by calling our hostess one of her tribe. Enough. The priestess glares at us, hatred and contempt in her eyes. Keston, I have an order for you? Your grace? Valerie folds her hands across her chest and looks at you with interest. The priestess's guilt is obvious, the others not so much. Arrest everyone except for the lodge hostess. I want them all executed by morning. Keston hesitates. Your grace, I realize these people are guilty and must be punished, but I will not harm a pregnant woman. She will be sent home. His face hardens. That is the only resolution to this matter. Your grace, wait. You can barely hear Olika's words through her sobs. Let me ask you, no, let me beg you. Allow the priestess to perform one last ritual. Let her save my child. I have no other hope except Tisana. Fine, Olika. The priestess will perform her ritual for you, then Keston will follow my orders. Servant of Lamashu, are you ready to help this woman? Only if you'll change my death sentence to banishment. Let me go. In return, I'll help Olika. Then after that, I'll leave these lands forever. I don't bargain with criminals. The priestess spits at your feet, then Lamashu will enjoy the suffering of this woman to the full. Shocked, Olika steps aside and hides her face in her hands. Keston throws a tired look over the lodge and rubs his chin. That's all. He looks around at the lodge. We'll deal with these people as you've ordered. I suppose it'll be a relief to Dumrat to get rid of such troubling guests. I thank you, Your Grace, for your help and your wisdom. A pity we didn't discover the reason behind the blight, but at least we have one less mystery on our hands. Have a safe journey, my baron. We were getting a little too lawful good. We needed to get some lawful evil in there. I'm pretty sure that was lawful evil. Yeah, see? Straight up lawful evil. We were getting a little too close to that lawful good. We want to be a nice, even, lawful neutral. That was what our original alignment was. We're actually getting a little too unlawful. We're actually closing in sort of on true neutral. We need to push back out into lawful, and we need to get a little away from good. We started out here, and then we went kind of like, whoa, and then we were right on the verge of lawful good, and now we're kind of cruising back down to the lawful neutral territory. We won't hit evil. We're not bad people, we're just lawful people. We obey the law. Welcome back, everyone. So for those of you who are observing the video closely, you'll notice there's a fade cut there. This is actually the point in time where the last video, which was the time travel video, took place, technically. This video was recorded first, and except for this last part, of course, and the last video was actually recorded after that. We did pick up a couple different things while we were exploring in the time travel version. You can pick up the Gift of Death kukri at the Shrine of Lamashtu. It's near the rock, or it's near the, it's on the eastern side near the rocks. You should be able to find it pretty easily. We're going to equip that because it's really, really good. We also forgot to put on his Keen Kukri, also a very important weapon to throw on for him. So he's got this glowy, evil looking Kukri. It is unholy, which means it does, I think, negative energy damage? 2d6 points of damage against all creatures of good alignment. Sorry, that's what it was. And attacks with this weapon get an additional +2 enhancement bonus against stunned, paralyzed, nauseated, and frightened targets. So it's really good. It's quite a great weapon. We're going to get another weapon for him that's similar, but a little bit different later on when we do his main storyline quest. We also put a +4 belt of dexterity on him. I did forget to pick up the cold iron longsword, so I'm going to have to go do that between videos. What else did we pick up? Was there anything else of substantive value here? Not really, no. Just a whole bunch of the ring pieces that we got in the where are they? I guess we only have like 3 of them, or 4 of them so far. We picked up 4 of those ring pieces. 5? Yeah, let's just hang on. We have 6 in total. I think we picked up 4 in the hunting grounds, and we found 2 outside of the hunting grounds. Regardless, we have some ring pieces. We need a whole bunch of more to do the actual ring itself, but we're getting there on that one. As for anything else of note, I don't think so. There is a +1 Frost Falchion you can also find at the Shrine of Lamashtu. It's in the southeast corner. I don't remember if we picked that up last time or not. But anyways, this is where we're at. So we're going to call the video here. I just wanted to sort of explain what happened there. Basically, what did happen, if you guys didn't listen to the explanation in the previous video, is we got locked out of doing the hunting quest because we let the timer elapse on it, which locks it out, so you can't actually do that whole quest line, which means you miss out on a whole bunch of things, including a ton of experience. We're actually incredibly close to a level now. You might have noticed that. So that's where we're going to leave off. And in the next video, we continue on our adventure. The time travel video explains everything in great detail. Basically, we went back in time to do the hunting quest, and then I redid everything up to this point the same way I did before, so we didn't change anything except we grabbed a couple extra items, obviously, that I already told you about. So that's where we're going to leave it. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.